if you work, or especially if you teach in STEM, you should be using Verdana as your primary font, and here's why. Most other common fonts, when we look at 3 characters, the number 1, the lowercase letter L, or the uppercase letter I, there's some overlap where 2 of those characters look either exactly the same or very close to the same. In Calibri, Helvetica, Arial, and Roboto, the lowercase letter L and the uppercase letter I are just a straight line. And if you don't know the context of which one is which, you can't tell them apart. And all the time my students get confused when I'm, let's say, doing chemistry and I put in a chlorine. They think that the C, capital C, lowercase l is a capital C and an uppercase I. And they think instead of dealing with chlorine, they are dealing with carbon and iodine. There are a couple of fonts where they do look different. Trebuchet, the 1, the L, and the I are 3 distinct characters, but the differences are fairly subtle, and we still have the confusion of, is this an uppercase I, or is it a lowercase l? It looks too similar to the other fonts, and then the 1 is not necessarily clearly a 1. If all you had was this and you didn't have the other characters, you might say, oh, that's probably a 1, but it could be something else. One font that's maybe slightly better with these 3 characters is Lobster. They at least look more distinct, but then the rest of Lobster is harder to read. And in a bunch of other fonts, it's not the I and the L that are confusing, it's the 1 and the lowercase l. So in Bookman, Garamond, Times New Roman, Georgia, and Courier New, they all have nice, distinct uppercase I's. These are all very, very clearly I's unless we're dealing with Roman numerals. But then the 1 and the L, you can hardly distinguish between them. And then there's 1, Gill, Sands, they're all just straight lines. It's impossible to tell the difference of which is which. So in Verdana, the number 1, that's very clearly a number 1. Lowercase letter L, it's a straight line. That could get confusing, but as long as you kind of know, okay, well, a 1 looks like a 1, and an I looks like an I, well, then just the straight line, that's the lowercase letter L. And I've looked through dozens, maybe hundreds of fonts trying to find others that have this pattern where a 1 looks like this, an uppercase I looks like that, and then a lowercase letter L looks different. And I've only found 1 other font that has this pattern, but it's Comic Sans, and no.